This is Optimal Living Daily, episode 347, Letting Go of Your DVD Collection, and More is Less? From the audiobook Essential, Essays by the Minimalists, and I'm your personal narrator, Justin Malik. Welcome back to another special edition of OLD, or OLD, that's Optimal Living Daily, the podcast where I simply read to you from the best blogs and books I can find, covering topics like personal development, minimalism, and more. And it's a special edition because I'm playing excerpts from an audiobook that I did for the Minimalists. I've done 2 audiobooks for them now. The one I'm playing to you is from the first one I did, which is Essential, Essays by the Minimalists. And the newest one just went live a few days ago, and that's Minimalism, Live a Meaningful Life. Both are awesome, and you can get either one for free if you get a trial for Audible at oldpodcast.com/free. And with that, let's get right to the audiobook and start optimizing your life. An excerpt from the audiobook Essential, Essays by the Minimalists. Letting go of your DVD collection. Are you one of those people who collects DVDs, proudly displaying your stockpile on a wall, shelf, or special area designated for your dozens of favorite movies? Have you thought about why you own all those DVDs? Do you really plan to rewatch the same movies 3, 4, or a dozen times? Both of us had fairly sizable DVD collections before taking our journeys into minimalism. We wasted thousands of dollars on these collections, often purchasing movies we'd already seen, and then we allowed our extensive collections to collect dust. Or we'd occasionally rewatch a movie living in the past, attempting to reconstruct an old moment instead of creating new ones. But collecting is just hoarding with a prettier name. Don't believe us? Look it up. The Oxford American Writers' Thesaurus lists the following synonyms under the first definition of collection: hoard, pile, heap, stockpile. Yes, collecting things you don't need, things you don't get value from, is tantamount to hoarding. The two of us still watch movies, but we watch new movies, creating new experiences in our lives. We strengthen our relationships by enjoying movies with friends. We grow by talking about those experiences after they happen, developing a better understanding of ourselves in the process. Let go of that DVD collection. You can sell it and make some money, and stop watching the same things over and over. Live your life instead. There's an entire world out there, and there's so much value you can add to that world. So much you can contribute beyond yourself. We're certain of it. Or how about this? Keep the movies that add value to your life. There's nothing wrong with an occasional rerun, a glance in the rear view, but then look forward and let go of the rest. More is less? Less is more. We all know this saying, first popularized by minimalist architect Ludwig Mies van der Rohe, which has been transformed into a platitude by advertisers, TV shows, and even corporate America as it right-sizes people out of their livelihoods. Quote, "We'll have to learn to do more with less around here," unquote. But is less really more? And if so, is the opposite true? Is more actually less? Questions like this may be more important than you think. The two of us enjoy taking commonly accepted truisms and trite stock phrases and flipping them on their axes, exploring the obverse side of cliches and hackneyed phrases, shedding light on the opposite sides of supposed facts. For example, what moniker does our culture often assign to a well-adjusted, ostensibly successful person? We often say that these people are anchored. Quote, "He is such an anchored person," unquote. We heard this term frequently during our late 20s. We were regularly described as anchored people, and for the longest time we took this as a compliment. Then we stopped taking it at face value and asked, what is an anchor? That question led us to an important discovery about our lives. An anchor is a thing that keeps a ship at bay, planted in the harbor, stuck in one place, unable to explore the freedom of the sea. Perhaps we were anchored. We knew we weren't happy with our lives, and perhaps being anchored wasn't necessarily a good thing. In the course of time, we each identified our own personal anchors, circumstances keeping us from realizing real freedom, and found they were plentiful. Joshua cataloged 83 anchors, Ryan 54. We discovered big anchors, debt, bad relationships, etc., and small anchors, superfluous bills, material possessions, etc. And in time, we eliminated the vast majority of those anchors, one by one, documenting our experience in our first book, Minimalism, Live a Meaningful Life. It turned out being anchored was a terrible thing. It kept us from leading the lives we wanted to lead. Not all our anchors were bad, but the vast majority prevented us from encountering lasting contentment. Are you an anchored person? Is that a good thing? What are some of your anchors? And what other axioms might you want to question? Which brings us back to our original set of questions. Is less really more? If so, is more actually less? We suggest the answer to both is yes. Owning less stuff, focusing on fewer tasks, and having less in the way has given us more time, more freedom, and more meaning in our lives. Working less allows us to contribute more, grow more, and pursue our passions much more. Having more time causes less frustration and less stress. More freedom adds less anxiety and less worry. And more meaning in our lives allows us to focus far less on life's excess in favor of what's truly important. So, more is less? Yes, more or less. You just listened to an excerpt from the audiobook Essential Essays by the Minimalists. And once again, you can get this audiobook, or Minimalism, Live a Meaningful Life, for free if you get a trial of Audible through my link, oldpodcast.com/free. Even if you cancel your trial, you get to keep the book for free. You'll be supporting the Minimalists, and Audible will donate a little bit back to this podcast, a win for everyone. So if you like this sample, you'll definitely love the audiobooks because it's literally the exact same thing. And that's it for today. I wish you an amazing day, and I'll catch you tomorrow where your optimal life awaits.
Hey, this is Dan from the Optimal Finance Daily podcast, which is a lot like this show, except more focused on personal finance. Justin handpicks the best posts he can find from blogs and authors like Ramit Sethi, Mr. Money Mustache, and more, and I read them to you 5 days a week. So if you enjoy this podcast, come on over and subscribe to Optimal Finance Daily too. And together, we'll optimize your financial life.
You've been listening to Optimal Living Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode, and head to oldpodcast.com. That's OLDpodcast.com for a free gift, as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.